Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to a YouTube video on YouTube. I'm Jeff, nice to meet you. This is my first proper YouTube video. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. I've actually kind of wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long time, and I've kind of like put it off and had ideas, and you know, just never really actually started something and got stuck in with it. I think this is going to be different. So what is today's video? I think today's video is going to be the start of something kind of more long-term than you know, like previous endeavors in my life, or maybe it's going to be a mixture of endeavors. And you know, I've actually just finally kind of got to the point where I've thought, you know what, I'm going to start recording and share what I'm doing and just share thoughts and things like that with people, I guess. You know, it's I don't want this just to be, you know, a YouTube channel about things that I'm doing, but just, you know, also, I don't know, just talking about stuff and just general life, you know, because I feel like, you know, a lot of people like to relate to other people on YouTube. I certainly do. You know, I certainly like to watch people and not just enjoy, you know, what it is they're doing, but also relate to them as people. So yeah, hopefully I can make some friends along the way. So what are we going to be doing for this first video? This is the very first time that I'm going to be going wild camping in the Scottish Highlands, and I'm going to be going to a place called Loch, which is a loch. It's about a 5.5 mile hike to get there from where I'm parking. I'm going to be parking at a little bit of a kind of, I think it's just kind of off the road, on the side of the road, kind of just parking bays, and it's next to a place called Gruined Bay, which is a lovely little beach in a place called Gruined, I guess. So yeah, we're kind of heading past Ben Wyvis at the moment. It was actually the first Munro that I did, the first mountain I've ever climbed, and I went there one day with the intention of going halfway up it and just seeing how I get on, and you know, just basically scouting it out to actually go back at a later time with, you know, more equipment and stuff. And I met this lovely guy in the car park who's called Scott. And he was like, nah, you're coming up. You know, he just told me, nah, you're coming up with me. So I ended up going up with him, and it was great. Anyway, wild camping. So I've never really been camping, let alone wild camping. Maybe I can count on one hand how many times I've slept in a tent overnight. You know, actually going and doing it on my own accord and like enjoying it, at least, you know. I think there was one school trip where I stayed in this like weird kind of tent shelter thing for a few nights, and it was horrible. It was freezing cold, bugs, earwigs everywhere, and yeah, it just wasn't enjoyable. Thankfully, I ended up getting concussed on a BMX, and I had to get taken home by my mum, so I didn't have to stay there for the full time. I was very happy about that. So yeah, this is going to be a completely new experience for me. Right, so we've made it to the path which leads to the loch, and yeah, it's beautiful. You kind of walk through this valley which kind of heads in towards the mountains, and along this beautiful river here, which you can see. This runs all the way out to the sea, I believe. Yeah, it's a nice place. Really heavy backpack, but you know, it's got everything I need in it, and then some. It's not too bad. It's a lovely evening for a hike. The only thing is, of course, is the insects. There's a lot of insects, like horsefly type things, and of course the midges. But we have something for that, for the camp. I'm not going to reveal it just yet. It'll be a surprise. But yeah, for now, just going to be walking, enjoying the views. There's some kind of like old rusted roof on the rusted roof house over there, whatever it is. But yeah, anyway, here's a lovely part of the river. The path kind of runs parallel to it. It's gorgeous. I just love to get in there. Really, I'm getting swarmed by these bugs at the moment on this path, but just got to keep moving. Yeah, they're not too bad. I mean, they're pretty bad at times. It kind of comes and goes in waves. It's when you hear them buzzing around in your ear, that's just, yeah. But yeah, I think when we get the midge destroyer out, we'll probably be a bit happier, but just got to get to camp first, wherever that is. Here's a nice little spot where you can look back on the river. That's the way you came. And that's where we're headed, that way I think. I don't know if you can see that, but I found a frog kind of in the middle of the path, and it didn't look very lively, and I kind of suspect it's probably a bit dehydrated. It's probably not managed to quite find its way to any water, so you know, normally frogs like to hop away, so I'm just going to carry it down to a spot where I can actually get down to the water. Right, found it. Found a way down. Oh, here he goes. Lively as soon as he saw the water. There he is. Or she, I don't know. Definitely glad to be back in the water, I can imagine. Middle of the path, nowhere near the water, is not a place to be for a froggo in this heat. Alright, back to hiking. Just found another frog, guys. This one's a bit bigger. Oh, there's a fly on my finger. Right, taking this one back down to the water as well, because I guess frogs like water, don't they? Look at how chilly he is though, he's just there. Yeah. There we go. Oh, well, bit of an update. We're still hiking. Yeah. Oh, damn. There's a big fly on my neck there, biting into me. One in my hand, holding the GoPro. Dude. There's one thing about the Scottish Highlands that really lets it down. It's the bugs. The midges, big flies, Oh my gosh, it's actually brutal. Oh, the skin is crawling right now, but just want to get to the loch and get sorted out. Hopefully I'm not getting massively swarmed when I stop and set camp up. Oh, one in the ear. Right, I've got a device. I'm gonna have to let on now because this is just crazy. I've got a device and it's supposed to create a 20-meter bubble that midges and mosquitoes cannot enter. And I'm hoping the same applies to these horseflies because they're actually probably the worst at the moment. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it works. I don't think we're that much further now, so yeah. See you soon. Been hiking through some shrubbery for a little while now. I'm really hoping that on the other side of this is there's going to be a nice view of the loch, but not too sure when this ends. Yeah, not sure if you can see from all the way over here. Probably not. Oh, fly in my ear. There's a deer all the way down there, just at that bit, drinking from the river. Yeah, it's a deer. I think it's seen me. It's just watching me. Angelic over there in the distance. Pretty certain it is, unless I've lost my bearings and I'm just looking at some random rock, but no, I'm pretty certain that is. Getting swarmed at the moment, but we're close. I think I was wrong about that mountain being angelic. I think it's actually here, this one, because I think the loch is down there, so I believe angelic is just on the left hand side of the loch, so that would make that angelic. Bridge, and it's got lots of holes in it. It's kind of like I don't know, I'd say it regulates flow or something like that perhaps. It's kind of like a semi-dam and also a bridge to get over the river. Very cool though. This path really does just feel like it goes on and on. But as you can see, the river's widening out a bit. And I believe just beyond the horizon there lies an absolutely humongous loch that we just can't see yet. Here we are. It's the first sight of the loch. Even some little boats here that people must use at times. Possibly belong to some fishermen. But yeah, check that out. 3 boats. Here we are, right on the shore of the loch. Boy, is it beautiful. And I'm not getting absolutely swarmed by midges, which I'm quite happy about. So I'm going to take a bit of a walk and see if I can find a good place to set up camp, and I'll join you back then. But even here looks pretty good, just below this tree. Some old minecart wheels. It looks like there's some rails going over there. Right. Wow, having that backpack off feels incredible. So there's this spot just here, right at the start of the loch. And to be honest, right, say hello to the thermocell midge destroyer thing. What do we have? So we got the thermocell unit, which basically plugs into the fuel canister, screws into a fuel canister, just like so. That's good. And then you take this little mat thing, they call them mats, they're like little pads, and I believe you just place it in there like that, and then turn it on. There's an on switch, and then I'm not 100% sure if that's on or not. It said something about you should be able to see a glow, but can't see a glow. Maybe it starts to glow more after it's turned on for a while. We'll see. Camp is set up, kinda. We're getting there. The tent is sorted. We got the tent set up. We have stuff everywhere. Cracked a beer open because, well, had a bit of an emergency with the midges, to be honest, and I just kind of, I don't know, I just cracked a beer open because I didn't really know what else to do. But this thing, the thermocell, I think it's working, because previously when I'd come up here, I'd just get absolutely swarmed and there'd be like a million midges above the tent and all around me. Whereas now I can stand here and I'm actually not getting swarmed. So I think the thermocell does work. If I didn't have this thing here and I was still getting swarmed with midges, I don't think I would have got the tent up. I think I'd probably be packing my stuff up and walking back to the car. It was that bad. So yeah, this is good. This is great even. I think I'm going to start getting things organised, get stuff in the tent, and then look at getting some food on the go. There's actually a little fire pit just here that someone's been using. I might see if I can get stuff together and make a wee fire. That might be quite nice. There's a little bit of wood here. Thermocell, oh my gosh, I can't believe it works. I'm so glad it does. Camp is starting to look a little bit more like camp. That beer has done me good. I've just kind of like, I don't know, rummaged around a little bit, basically. There's a few things in the tent now. We got the sleeping mat inflated, the pillows. I put my bag in there because I don't want my bag full of bugs in the morning. Stove. So what are we doing? Miso soup. That much water in. Let's get this stove fired up. There we go. Right. Miso into a little cup. Yeah. It's cold. I'm honestly, wait, that's upside. Honestly not sure if that's the cleanest of water. I mean, it's probably far cleaner than some waters in the UK, but very slimy on the rocks. Like, I was struggling to properly stand up because of how slippery it was. I don't know if that's a sign of how clean it is. It might not be. Might be a healthy thing, you know, algae and stuff, but yeah, it's not too bad actually. Nice to have a bit of a rinse. It's woken me up a little bit, and I'm not that cold. Into the mug, just like so. And stir. We have some, this is my first camping meal. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. Camping miso soup, and it is piping hot actually. I can feel that through the mug. That's needed. Yeah, that's great. That's really great. Wow. It's not even the main meal. I'm looking forward to the main meal. But it's good. I don't know if you can properly see, but it's got little pieces of tofu in it. Looks like pond water in with the tofu. Not bad. Bit of seaweed. Pretty good. There's midges everywhere. I'm not quite sure what's happened. I don't know. I think maybe there was a bit of a breeze that was keeping them away. But they're back with vengeance after a nice calm period. But we have some noodles on the go. We got Singapore noodles. They're kind of like a ready meal thing. I can't remember. I think they're called like Noodle Head. Beer. Got an Asahi. Nice cold Asahi. This is a very, very good beer. It's a nice big bottle as well. Yeah, so I'm going to enjoy this while my noodles cook. I'm really struggling to enjoy this right now because of the midges. They're everywhere. They're in my eyes, they're in my mouth, they're in my ears. The noodles have been cooked, but I can't really enjoy them. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna retreat to the tent just so I can eat them. Look there. Ah! Zip up. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is so not ideal, man. Nature. This is a piece of nature. And I really wish I could just enjoy the nature that I'm in. But the midges make that very difficult. I know what midges are like. I've experienced them before. Like, I've genuinely experienced midges before in this way. This might be the worst actually that I've experienced them. Just the sheer quantity of them swarming. This is yeah, this is something else. This is just genuine, like, next level annoyance. The noodles are okay. They're good. Nom nom. They're very like they're fine. They're okay. Step back out the tent. I think the midges are kind of dissipating a little bit. I've just decided to go for it. We have the ramen on the boil. I love ramen. Now this is the sesame demi ramen. And I think I will actually get my block of tofu. Should just shove my block of tofu. Nah, I don't know. Do I need it? Bit of protein fuel for the morning, for the hike back. But I don't want to be, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to be like too full. Plus I think this is full of water. I don't know. Should I do it? And they're getting good. They're looking good. Loosening up a little bit. Right. That's oh, I think that's a midget in my ear. I'm going crazy. Alright, so one thing I love about this titanium kettle pot thing is that despite the fact that you've got boiling water on the top, that handle is, I can hold it. I can hold it. It's not hot at all. It's cool. It's not even warm. That is excellent. I love that. Right. Let's crack into this tofu. Oh, I don't know if this knife is sharp enough. I don't think it is. Oh, I might make a bit of a mess. Yeah, a bit of a mess. That's okay. That ramen's good, I think. So that's great. Tofu. So I'm thinking we just fucking dump the whole thing in. Oh no, it's got water, of course. Does it matter? Drink the water, fuck it. Let's get that tofu in there. I should probably heat this up with the tofu. Oh, boink. There we go. That's pretty full. Oh shit. I love these ramen packets. I always have. I've been buying them for many years. These Deme ramen packets, knit by Nissin. Amazing ramen brand. They're so versatile. There's so many different flavors. They've got a roast beef flavor, for goodness sake, and it tastes like roast beef. It's great, but they just make a great base for a meal. You know, you can add like spring onions, chopped chilies, boiled eggs, kimchi, chicken, tofu. You can add anything to them, you know, whatever you want. You can add as little ingredients or as many ingredients as you like, and you can just make it whatever you want it to be. It's like a blank canvas, and then you can just kind of like add to it what you want and make it your own. And in this case, we have very, very simple addition, which is silken tofu. And silken tofu is great. It stores at room temperature for ages, and it's absolutely chock full of protein. And I don't know. I feel like this is something that maybe not a lot of wild camping people would know about. So here we go. Silken tofu, or any tofu that stores at room temperature in a carton for that matter. Incredibly high protein, compact, not much like waste, you know, just a little, whoops. Just a little carton that you have to take with you or put in your rubbish bag, whatever. And I mean, for goodness sake, it's cheap. You know, that was like maybe £1.50 for that carton, if that. And that's just like, I don't know, there's probably like at least 25 to 30 grams of protein in it that I'm eating. So It's great, and this ramen tastes amazing. It's buried underneath all the tofu. There we go, see? There's some of the noodles. Let's get it. Very hot. I can literally see them everywhere, even though it's dark now. Oh, man. They're still swarming me. Like, I need to stop complaining about midges, I know, but I'm just really upset that I've not been able to fully appreciate it and like take my time with this stuff, you know, because when you're like getting swarmed, you're just like rushing to do things. But yeah, you know, one day soon I'm gonna find a place without any midges. I'm gonna go east instead of west and really enjoy the experience of wild camping without getting eaten alive. My fucking lower back / arse cheeks are getting eaten right now by midges. Right, I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna finish my food, and I'll catch you back in the tent. Bye. Midges. I'm going to bed. Oh, I'm gonna try sleep. Had a long day. Actually really have had a long day, to be fair. I've been up since like 6. I usually work from 7 to 5, but I get half days every second Friday, so I managed to scoop together all my gear to go camping this evening. Only just though. Well, I'll see you in the morning. Yeah, night.
Good morning, everybody. Actually slept pretty well at some points there. It wasn't too bad. Something I realised is that I really wish I could have given a better rundown of all the gear that I used. But that was kind of difficult to do with all these midges. But here we are. It's a nice morning. Just took an absolutely massive crap. It's not my first time doing a crap out in the wilds. I have done it before. I've come up with a pretty good method. I'm sure, you know, there's different methods for doing it, and you know, not really leaving much of a trace, or you know, as little trace as possible that you've done it. But what I just did was I dug 2 holes in the ground on the beach. So I just, you know, the gravel is nice and loose, you know, so it's quite easy to dig a nice big hole. So I kind of went up to the like kind of near where the grassy banks are, just so there's a little bit of shelter, and I just dug 2 big holes side by side. Absolutely unloaded in one of them. Just quite an interesting colour. It was slightly green. I take these chlorella tablets, which you know, they do make your poo green. But yeah, I wasn't quite expecting to see such a green hue coming from it. I suppose it's probably, you know, to do with the beautiful rays of sun that we have, you know, reflecting the colours of my turd in all of its glory. So yeah, I did that. A couple of kilograms lighter, and then I bury it. Well, not in that order actually. So then I wipe my arse with toilet paper, and I put that into the hole next to the turd hole. So there's a toilet paper hole and a turd hole, and then I bury the turd, and then I burn the toilet paper, and then I bury the ash. So yeah, it's all basically like decomposable under the ground, and of course because it's under the ground, no one's gonna step on it. Yeah, you know, it'd be really, really unfortunate if someone were to go digging around in the exact same place that I just took a shit. It's highly unlikely. It is possible, but I just hope and pray that no one does that. So yeah, that's my method. I'm not carrying my own shit back to the car. I'm not like, you know, yeah, I do, you know, understand, you know, trying not to leave as much of a trace as possible on nature. I do think, you know, there's certain natural aspects of human life that, you know, would always have an impact on the wilderness around us, you know, back when we lived in more wild places than these big cities that we live in. So, you know, like taking a piss, a crap, making little fire pits like this, you know, this wasn't me, but, you know, I've got absolutely no problem with that being there. They're all natural human things, and yeah, I don't know, some people I guess are a little bit more strict than others, you know, in terms of what they think is acceptable, but yeah, I don't know, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. How do you take a poo in the wilderness? And what do you think about not wildfires, what do you think about campfires when you're out wild camping? Do you think it's okay to make campfires in the wild? Words, I'm still quite tired. I did actually, I got a few good patches of sleep, to be fair. You know, I definitely was dreaming at some point. I actually had these weird dreams that I was poking my head out of the tent, and, you know, I was kind of looking over that way, and, you know, rather than it being that, there was like a fucking car park, and you know, like you know, an actual place that people could walk along. There was a couple sitting on the bench there, like cuddling or something like that. I don't know, it was weird, but yeah, and it was getting busy. I was kind of like, not panicking, but I was like thinking to myself in the dream, God, like, I better get going and get moving, because, you know, there's all these cars here parking up, people walking their dogs. There was a little dog coming from over that way over to the tent, in the dream. So yeah, it's nice to just actually wake up and it's just me here. A little bit of a late kit rundown. So I'm using OEX Fathom EV300. I didn't even zip it all the way up, I just kind of used it as more of a duvet. One of these big Euro hike fluffy pillows, it's like a flannel pillow. I think that's a OEX Flux pillow, it's just the inflatable one. Use the Flex tail because it's really good. And then this is the sleeping mat. So originally I bought a Vango self-inflating Trek 3 standard, and then I've tried it out and it was horrible. So rather than paying 130 quid for a Cedar Summit one, which is what I'm going to do in the winter for the kind of colder months, maybe not winter, I don't know if I want to go camping in winter yet, but most definitely the kind of autumn, spring months. This is a Yuzonk sleeping mat from Amazon. and it did the job very nicely. It's got this little foot pump here, so you can just kind of press down on that to inflate it, or on the far end of it you've got another valve just here that you can use a electric pump on, which is what I did, because I was having a bit of trouble trying to inflate it with the foot pump in the tent. But I did use that to finish it off, just get the last bit of pressure in it. But yeah, it's really thick as you can see, super comfortable, and yeah, for £27 I think it's an absolute steal, to be honest. Highly recommend it if you're camping in summer months. Of course, it's not probably got much insulation. You probably wouldn't want to use it in the colder months, but I mean, if you're camping in summer and you want something cheap and comfortable, this is it. Amazon. The tent has vanished into that backpack. Check this guy out. There's a wee little caterpillar on me dry sack, mate. You're gonna have to move him. Is that focusing? Sure. A little lens of light. I'm not sure if that's focusing very well, but caterpillar. Anyway, went for a good swim slash wash in the Loch. I wouldn't say it was a swim actually, it was more just a kind of dunk. It was quite nice though. And we got the jet boil going. Sheet. Turn that down a bit. Simmer it, and we have the gym kitchen tikka lentils. Oh, nice. It's boiling over a bit there. Right, that should be a nice simmer. Fucking. Yeah, I saw these in Tesco's and I thought, you know what, they look great because, you know, high protein. It's plant-based, which is good. I like plant-based stuff. Yeah, you can boil it in the bag. You can actually eat it as it is. Apparently it's ready to eat. So if you weren't able to get the stove going for any kind of reason, you could just eat it as it is, which is good. So yeah, see how that goes. See how the food is when it's ready. Let's have a meh. I'm tired, man. Quite a long walk back to the car, but that's okay. It'll be nice to, you know, actually get moving. To get hiking, you know, probably wake me up a little bit. Still though, man, the views are just incredible, and there's no midges now, which I'm really happy about. I can actually just sit here and enjoy this. It's great. I was just thinking how it'd be really cool to hike up, you know, one of these rocks and just camp in one of the nooks, you know, not all the way at the top, you know, but just something a little bit, you know, one of these little kind of sheltered parts. That would just be absolutely brilliant. All right, tikka lentils are nice and hot, I think. The bag's expanded, so I think we're good to go. Let's get this cracked open. And now for food review. That's my review bra impression. I'm just chucking all my dirty laundry into the same bag as my rubbish because I didn't bring two separate bags, but that's okay. So let's go for the spork. Why not? Oh, it's not properly opened. Is this hot? I hope this is hot. Hot. It is hot. but it's not too hot. It's perfect. It's just lentil mush. It's absolutely delicious. If you're looking for a good boil in the bag camping meal, the Gym Kitchen tikka lentils. That is really good. Lots of it, and energy per pack, 1,222 kJs, 31 grams of carbs, only 4.2 grams of sugar, 21.5 grams of protein, bit of salt, 13.1 grams of fiber, 0.8 grams of saturated fat. This is fuel. You know, this is exactly what you need on an outdoor adventure. I used to be vegan for a while, maybe about a year, which isn't that long. I still don't eat cow, pork, cow, pig or sheep. I don't eat cows, pig or sheep. So I started eating fish and eggs and chicken and a little bit of dairy again, but I absolutely fell in love with lentils. They are like one of my favorite things to cook with, you know, like making a lentil bolognese or a lentil chili. You know, if you do it right, using red lentils, it's just like having it with mincemeat. So much healthier. Just in my opinion, it's just nicer as well. So yeah, really big fan of lentils. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy this. Cheers. To be completely honest, I'm not in much of a rush to leave. Just kind of found myself really enjoying the sun and the breeze. It's just really perfect conditions at the moment, to be honest. So yeah, I think I might just lay back here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes and just enjoy where I am. I think like it's too easy to kind of rush things, and you know, you get into this kind of mentality where you think, okay, I got to do this, do that, and be here and be there at a certain time and stuff. But you know, it's really nice to just forget about all that for a moment. Just take your time and relax. Oh look, there's a load of ducks. Oh, they spotted me. They fly so close to the water, it's crazy. That's cool. Yeah, what was I saying? Lay back and enjoy the sun, you know. Just take a bloody deep breath and relax. All packed and good to go. Look at the size of this. Osprey Ether 85 AG. I bought this off a gentleman on eBay. I think his account is called the Jedi Joiner or something like that. But yeah, £160 odd, and absolutely cracking deal for a bag of this size and of such good quality. So yeah, very happy. Thank you, Jedi Joiner. You've made this trip possible. Yeah, flies. Right, just gonna have a quick scan, make sure we've got everything, and that we've not left anything here, no rubbish or anything like that, and then we're gonna head off. But yeah, that's the this is the spot, just under this tree. And yeah, it's kind of quite sad to say goodbye, actually, to be honest. It's my first wild camping spot, certainly not my last either. Great. Goodbye, Loch Alga. Thank you very much for providing beautiful views and lovely water for me to bathe in, although the rocks really do hurt your feet and they're really slippery. I don't know if it's the best loch for wild swimming, but certainly did the job for getting a bit of a wash in. Anyway, I'm going to stop blabbing and hit the road. Hike back is warm, but it's quite nice. It's a beautiful day. It's hot. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to the car. And oh man, these flies are biting me. Ow. Looking forward to getting back to the car, and got some extra water there. I'm going to stop soon and drink the rest of what I've got. And then yeah, but just walking through a little wooded area, which is quite nice. Some birch trees. Got a little bit of a headache, and I'm being bitten on the legs by flies. Actually so annoying. Not entirely sure how, but I kind of completely walked over this on the way to the loch. But it's kind of like a bit of a creek going down. Very cool. Can finally see a house all the way along there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a white house kind of there somewhere. So not long to go, and we're nearly back. You can see the rusted tin roof house. You can even see my bright red car in the distance. So, oh, this has been a bloody long hike, and you know, for the morning, especially in this heat. Yeah, looking forward to drinking some water. I think I might stop for a coffee somewhere, maybe even an ice cream. Coffee and an ice cream would be quite nice. Yeah, but first wild camping experience, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Just absolutely knackered. Looking forward to a really nice cold shower. Oh, it's going to be lovely. Yeah. I'm gonna get my keys out of my bag now. It's hot. I need an ice cream.